Ahoy and welcome back to Broadside Gaming and me Zug. So today we are taking a look at something that nobody ever thought I'd use, which is the Gunsyker. So I'm going to start this off with saying I've never liked the Gunsyker ever. I don't like the idea of it. The gameplay's weird and it feels like I should just be playing a veteran. But a lot of people do like the Gunsyker and that's absolutely fine. That is just my opinion on it. But I thought what I'd do is I'd play it for a couple of days, come up with a build, and just share it with you guys. So, this is what we've got. So, for the weapons, I think with this, the best thing to go for is the Demius Mark IV Blaze Force sword. A lot of people think the dueling sword or maybe the shock more. No. I think you want a force sword with this because if you do something very silly, with the force sword you can then get yourself out of that silly situation. And also, with the force sword, especially the Demius, you can destroy armor if I actually hit the bloody thing. Like that. It does a lot of damage, especially with charged hit. There we go. Sorry about that. But yeah. And the Demios is just absolutely amazing for that. It cracks armor, bosses, unyielding, and especially if you charge it up. The thing is an absolute powerhouse. Now, weapons-wise, you've got a few options. You can use one of the recon las guns, either a faster version like the Mark 5D, or a slower version like the Mark 7A, or you can use a quick draw stub revolver. And this thing is an absolute beast, but you do have to deal with the 5-shot limit on the ammo. But it is a very good weapon. Because as you can see in here, the actual abilities for this don't work. Usually, every second, a target is lit up blue, and it's basically saying, kill this target. That's when you pop out your gun.
Nowhere to be seen. I wonder why.
And you start laying shots down. Preferably headshots to kill the target quickly and to stack up your stacks. But also, if you don't like the quick draw stub revolver, you can also go for a lovely las pistol. Sadly, the only las pistol I've got is the heavy kind, which isn't the best. It's the normal las pistols, which is what you want to go for. And for that, you want to have Dum Dum and Infernus on, to be able to lay down burning stacks and still do a fairly decent amount of damage. The only problem with the heavier version is it uses 3 shots, or 3 pips of ammo instead of 2, whereas the other las pistol doesn't, so you will be going through a lot more ammo using this. But with Dum Dum and Infernus, you are stacking up your just general damage all the time. So my advice to you would be get a nice las pistol, just a really nice las pistol, which I don't even think I've got an example of in my bag. No. I think it's the Akatan las pistol, not the Cantrell. But all of these weapons are completely usable. It just depends on how you want to play. So, as I said, you can use the recon las guns, the heavy recon las gun. Oh no, normal recon, heavy recon. The stub revolver, which with hand cannon and surgical, or any of the las pistols with Dum Dum and Infernus. So, that's the weapons for you. For the melee weapons, I would always suggest using a force sword. I tend to go with the Demius because I like that you can reliably kill heavy armor with it when you've got everything flowing. And with this, perks wise, I would go with Flak and Maniac, or Flak and Carapace, with Slaughterer and Uncanny Strikes, but you can also go Shred and Blazing Spirit if you want to throw more of those Soul Blaze dots around. This is a very good combination for it. Or if you just want high damage, Uncanny Strikes and Shred. They're all very, very good blessings to go for. It all just depends on your playstyle. The Ilias is more of a wide sweeping crowd clearer, but you don't get the charge up heavy attack. You just get charge up and carry on sweeping, which is why I usually stick with the Demius. And as for the shock mauls, I mean, you can go for a shock maul if you want. You're just not going to have that ability to quell perils from your assail. But like here, I've got Thrust and Opportunist, and Overwhelming Force and Thrust. Opportunist is probably the best one to go for on the shock maul. But, you know, up to you. And let's have a look at the talents. So, we are grabbing Perilous Combustion, Soul Stealer, Quietude, Warp Expenditure, Metal, Perfect Timing. We're grabbing Assail and its secondary abilities. Down here to Malefic Momentum, 4% damage to warp attacks for 8 seconds after a non-warp based skill kills, stacks 5 times. This is basically going to be your switching between your pistol to your assail, pistol to assail, to really buff that damage up. And then we come down here for crit. Then Empathic Evasion, a critical hit makes you count as dodging against ranged attacks for 1 second. This is a real high crit build, so this is the thing that's going to keep us alive against gunners. And then we've got some team support here. We're going with the Telekinetic Shield all the way along to Dome and Sanctuary. And then we're going to be picking up Warp Rider, Kinetic Deflection into True Aim, Disrupt Destiny, Lingering Influence, and Cruel Fortitude. Now this is the thing that's going to be making targets glow blue. Blue targets are always priority because they will increase your stacks. But you've got to remember that with this build, your pistol isn't actually your main weapon. It's a very good weapon, but Assail is actually going to be what you want to be using the most. You build up some stacks, switch to the pistol, build some more stacks up, and then you carry on. As you can see, the Cantrell heavy pistol does just rinse through ammo real quick. Then you see down at the bottom, the weapon swap ability is stacking up. And then we start using Assail again while it's all buffed up. Assail can sometimes be a little bit willful, and it decides to just, you know, write out a few sonnets before it actually hits anything, so always switch back to your ranged weapon to carry on doing what you need to. But yeah, there you go. Gunsyker. I mean, you don't have to play it exactly like that. You can mostly play it with the gun. You're just going to be losing out on the extra damage from Assail. And if you don't take one of the 4 swords, obviously you're not going to be able to vent perils if anything goes wrong, which is why I suggest a 4 sword. But if you prefer playing this build with Recon Lasgun, there's nothing stopping you at all, really. Or if you want to go pure snipey goodness, the revolver is the way to go. But you will spend half your time reloading. The Agrippina, with its quick reload system, is absolutely dog-chod for this. It's not accurate enough, because we have to be picking out these blue targets in the middle of hordes. So, you know, make of that as you will. And of course, bubble of safety. Who doesn't like a big bubble that stops grenades, snipers and all that sort of thing getting to you and your team? there you go, folks. That is the Gunsyker. I am just going to add my own caveat at the end of this. I've played this game since beta. I've got over 2,500 hours in the game, nearly 3. I don't see the point of Gunsyker. I really don't. You're missing out on so many cool abilities. Goddamn, Sephonia, shut up.
I wonder if Hadron knows him.
I know it's a fun, fast-paced way to play the Psyker. You know, no shade on that at all. But just in my mind, you're missing out on like the trauma staff, the flamethrower, the surge staff. I know they've absolutely destroyed the void staff, and that was one of the more fun things to do. Like this build here would have worked beautifully with the void strike staff if they hadn't reduced the flight speed, reduced the damage, and increased the cast speed, even with the cast speed reduction blessings. They completely defanged it. So I can see why people go towards the Gunsyker, because our direct fire weapons where we can aim, well, they took the fun out of them because, you know, reasons. Because it's a PvE game and it needs to be perfectly balanced for some reason. But anyway, sorry, that's the rant over. This is the build. I really do hope you enjoy it. If you do, please like, subscribe, ring that little bell for notifications. It really does help us out. And I shall see you all for the next one. So until then, take it easy. See you later.